Hello everybody, this is Albert with Green Tea House. I hope you're doing well today. Today we're going to talk about what it's like to run a tea store. Now before we begin, if you haven't visited us here in Green, Texas, which is outside of New Braunfels, Texas, which is halfway between San Antonio and Austin, please do so. Most of our subscribers, in fact, don't live in the New Braunfels area. Also subscribe and hit the notification bell if you haven't done so already, and post a comment. So, review for you guys who are new subscribers. My wife and I, Casey, we opened this tea shop. Well, we started virtually in January 1st of 2024, and then we opened this tea shop in late April of 2024. So as of recording this, even though I am recording this in early February, it's not coming out till later in 2025. That just gives you an idea how far ahead my videos are queued. But I can speak from the experience of being open for about 9 months. What is it like to run a tea shop? And I just wanted to give some just insight, because maybe some of you guys love tea, but you don't go to a sit-down tea shop. Maybe you have some retail tea shops where you live, or maybe you get your tea online. So I just wanted to share some things about what it's like to run a tea shop. I also am a public school teacher, so I'm doing that. I teach virtually the last few years, so I'm doing that. So I have 2 full-time jobs. And it's tough. It's difficult to do both. I do teach live as of recording this 2 times a week. That might change by the time this video comes out, where I'm recording more, or I'm teaching live more, maybe 4 days a week for a lot longer. So you'll see Casey here more. So I'm juggling those 2 things, but we'll just focus on the tea shop. So the tea shop is how do I explain it? It's a lot of ambivalent feelings. I'm very excited to have a tea shop and to talk tea with people who are interested in learning about tea. And I like when people come in who've never been here, and I explain the table to them, and just seeing the kind of bewilderment in their eyes, like, I didn't know tea was like this. I just thought tea was, tea package. I thought there was just a black tea or a green tea. I didn't know there were cultivars of this. And it's great to see that. And Casey and I did a funny Instagram video with her cousin, Sarah. When I explain the table, there's three reactions that people get. One is they're excited and taking notes, even though they're not taking notes, but they're excited. The other one is they're just overwhelmed, and the other one is they're falling asleep because they don't care what I'm saying. But in general, though, I think it's exciting to have people come in, and of course to have regulars come in is great. People who love tea, or people just like the ambience. I will tell you that it is stressful because, look, we have to pay rent, and we have to pay utilities, and as a small business owner, this is stressful. As a whole, Casey and I never ran a business. She was a teacher before we opened this place, and I'm still a teacher. So going from being essentially a public servant, a servant of the state as a school teacher, to a small business owner is a gigantic change. It's a gigantic change. And so we're dealing with that. And I would say the typical day, it can be in the morning, it can be a little stressful. I tell customers sometimes when no one is in here in the morning, I feel like that dog looking out the window, just waiting for their owner to come back or somebody to walk by. You just look out the window. And so I just like having customers here, just to have at least one customer here, even if they're on their computer or whatnot, just to have another presence here. And so early in the opening of this store, the first few months, it was a lot of empty tables, and that was daunting, because we open in the summer months when retail sit down tends to be slow. Also, we live in an area that does not have a tea culture. We're not a large city. We don't have a large immigrant population, especially from Asia. This isn't the Bay Area or New York or LA or even something like Houston or Dallas. So a lot of it is that kind of outreach that we have to do. That's why we do the YouTube channel here, and we have monthly tea classes, and just a lot of outreach, because a lot of Texans just don't know anything about tea. And so there's a certain fun in teaching them about, oh my God, tea is the healthiest beverage and why you should drink it, and all the different taste profiles you get from Camellia sinensis. But it is also stressful, because this is an area that doesn't have a tea culture, and so we have to kind of help bring that tea culture around, and that can be stressful yet exciting. So as expected, as a small business owner, if you know any small business owners, it is a lot of vicissitudes, fancy word for like up and down. There's just a lot of up and down. I would say that if I could quit my teaching job and be here full time, I would love that. That way I could fully focus on tea packaging, making all the blends that we make, talking to customers. I could do more of that. I would love that, because that's really where my passion is. I've been teaching for over 15 years for brick and mortar schools, like actual brick and mortar schools, and then virtual the last 5 years or so. And I like that, but tea is my passion, and I want to like focus on that completely. And so it's difficult not to do that, but that is my idea, is expand the tea table and do other things and whatnot. So in closing, what would I say? I would say that behind the scenes, it's a lot of bussing tables, cleaning teapots, hopefully the glass teapots, they don't break. We wanted to use glass teapots instead of ceramic, and we didn't want to serve in takeout containers because tea has an aesthetic to it. And tea's not coffee, right? Coffee's on the go. Coffee doesn't have L-theanine. Coffee jolts you. You can drink it in crappy cardboard cups. Tea's meant to be savored and enjoyed. And part of it is the aesthetic. And that's why we wanted to serve it in glass teapots, so you can look at the liquor of the tea. We encourage you to smell the leaves after you infuse them. When you pull them out, smell the wet leaves. We encourage you to just relax in the ambient music and the ambient lighting and just drink tea to chill out. That being said, serving in glass teapots, of course, has liabilities. We break them all the time. So when it is busy, it is tiring, right? Because our case here, the only ones here. So it's that combo of brewing tea, bussing tables, cleaning teapots, and trust me, the sink that we have in the back is so tiny. It is so tiny. It's like Vector from Despicable Me with the shrink gun. I mean, it's that tiny almost. And so we're doing that, and then constantly I'm packaging tea because tea's running out. I got to package tea, so you got many times when you're here, you might see me packaging tea. So it's doing that. It's just a lot of stuff, but it's exciting. So it's fun, but it's daunting, and I don't regret opening the store. And I hope that one day we can expand it. And I thank all the people for you guys coming in. I thank you for the reviews that we've received and all the tagging on social media, all that we really, really appreciate. And it can be difficult. And I mentioned this not that long ago, like in the episode about the battle versus flavored teas and straight teas. There is always a temptation here to kind of like buck against our mission statement and sell flavored tea, right? Because we know people want flavored tea. And on some level, you can't give people what you think they want. You have to give them on one level what they want. If we gave people what they want, you would see a lot of kale stores, green juice stores. You would see a lot of healthy foods and stuff, but you don't see a lot of those, right? What do we see a lot of? We see a lot of bars, cigarette places, liquor stores, and all this stuff, because that's what people want. So as much as part of me thinks like, we should expand to flavored, artificially flavored sweetened teas and all these things to get more people in, because that would probably increase sales. Part of me is like, no, because to our core, we don't believe in that. You don't even see us serving in plastics because of hormone disruptors in it. But there is this fine line of like what we want our vision to be at Green Tea House, which is very holistic, naturopathic, but also having to balance that with, we got to pay the bills, and we have to find a way for the business to be profitable. So these are the kind of things that go through our mind anytime that you come in. We're always excited to see people, but it's this strange mixture of fun and a little worry, but some excitement. And like I said, I don't regret any of it. Guys, post in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, take care. God bless.